along with
Willow.
Trippy Red. There's a lot of people, you know. So shout out to everybody that went down there who enjoyed themselves. You know what I like? The thing about it is like, and the reason why I say that, and the reason why I bring this up is because Mayor Justin Bibb said that gave MGK a appreciation day. And there was some good things behind it and some bad things behind it. Good thing is he gave MGK an appreciation day. Now, other people, and shout out to attorney Chris McNeil, he said, what about Bone Thugs and Harmony Appreciation Day? Makes sense. Bone Thugs has been in like, listen.
Got a street named after him.
Huh?
They just got the street name.
Yeah, they street name after him. So, and you know, Leon Bibb got a street named after him. You know, Bone Thugs had a street name after him. But, you know, a lot of people say, where's Bone Thugs and Harmony Appreciation Day? Because they are from Cleveland. Everybody debate MGK. Well, he from Shaker Heights. Okay. It's part of Cleveland. I mean, I can walk to Shaker Heights from my apartment. Let me just.
So what you got to be from Cleveland? You got to go to Cleveland Public Schools to be from Cleveland?
I guess that's what somebody else said.
Maybe hang if they ain't go to Shaker.
The thing about it is that, you know, ain't part of Cuyahoga County. So, look, let's just be clear. If you rep in Cleveland, whatever school that you went to, if you rep in Cleveland, thank you very much. Shout out to MGK's career. Hopefully he'll be on the show one of these days. You know, shout out to him. Even though, unfortunately, you know, that beef between him and Eminem got the best of him with Kill Shot. You got to be honest. You got to be honest. You know, but I appreciate MGK being an artist that reps Cleveland. You know, brought a lot of stuff out and brought a lot of people out in the city. Brought a lot of people out there were fans. You know, I know people wanted to listen to Avril Lavigne and things of that nature. But hey, you know, everybody had fun. Everybody had fun at West 10th. Justin Bibb gave him a certificate of appreciation. That's great. And, you know, to recognize hip-hop artists that come from here. And we got some people like Eric Magnus Benton, Suave Gotti, Don Peterson, Pizzo. We got Kat Danielle. We got Jaleesa Johnson. We got a couple other people. We got another person. So we got a lot of, like, if I leave you up, like Dominic Potts, Trap Boy Mannequin, Poison Ivy, I Am Piranha, author Ivy Lee, the BBC, Miss BBC. We got a lot of people who could create content, Black Pepper Potts and other people that create content. So thank you very much for your contributions to the city. Gia Fayola, you know, also Candy Baby, Stacy, you know, she's a storyteller, Stacy Malone, J. Cool. So I'm shouting you guys out. So don't say that I ain't do it. If I missed y'all, if I missed somebody, everybody that's making music in this city, thank y'all. That's why, and Eric and Warren, you know, everybody that's making music up here in Cleveland, thank you very much. You know, that's why we're all Nerve DJs. You know, DJ Johnny O believes in making sure Big Hef, you know, making sure that you got music here and putting your stuff on air, period. But let me get back to this story, T-Rex. This is going to be interesting. So in Columbus, Ohio, right up the street, our neighbors in Columbus, there was a Doordash that was delivered to this man, and he got a little bit more of what he bargained for. He wanted some food, but he got something extra on the side. Next to his fork in his Doordash delivery, it was maybe close to a pound of marijuana. Yes, weed. Now I know the guy that was delivering the Doordash was smoking weed when he was delivering, but he realized his faux pas, his mistake, when he dropped it off to the last person he delivered it. So the guy in Columbus the guy who received the order, including the extra special green present, instead of giving it back to the original DoorDash driver, he decides to call the police. Because he said, I seen this laced with fentanyl and I don't want nobody to die, get in trouble, and to die, and these people should be screened and stuff like that. Wait. Now, last week I had a thing where Brittany Griner was sentenced to 9 years in prison for THC, for marijuana in Russia. This is in Columbus. All you had to do, this is a part of no harm, no foul, is I'm not calling the police. If I get something extra in my DoorDash and I didn't want, I'm not going to smoke it, first of all. First of all, I don't smoke marijuana. Second of all, it's not mine. So for all you smokers out there, hey, it's cool. If he calls me and says, hey, excuse me, sir, I think I left I ain't calling the cops. Here your stuff, man. Oh, give me that, by the way, can you take something off my order since you messed up? You know, the thing about it is, first of all, there was nothing wrong with the order. That means that, usually you hear horror stories about the DoorDash people leaving you. Listen, I've had DoorDash. I stopped using DoorDash for a while because they was leaving my order on the other side of the street in another apartment somewhere else. But the thing about it is that I'm not going to, that's one thing that I'm not going to do, is that there's some instances where law enforcement need not to be called. And let me tell you some of the reason why. Because you don't know what that person had to do. You don't know what this person's bag, what he's coming out of from. It's best not to call the police on something stupid like that. You just... All right. T-Rex, I want your opinion on this one.
Whoa. I mean, they shouldn't have called the police, but you know, you can't be out here. You can't be out here putting the weed in food. You know,
I guess it was in a baggie and left it accidentally.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can be more mindful, more careful.
Right, and less high when you're on the job.
Things like that won't happen.
Right, but like I said, you said it best like I said it. I'm like, I ain't calling the police. Just don't, take $10, $20 on my order. Period. Don't let this happen no more. Now, in some instances, that let me explain. I know certain people you can't pull that off with. They're not going to call the police though. But if you ask for the bag back, they'll be like, what bag? You know what I'm saying? It's like they'll be like, they just deboed your stuff. Like, oh, we got an extra surprise here. There's certain people. If he would have did that too, you could chalk up how much you spend on that half. Because you're not getting it back. Bruh, sis, you're not getting that back. Now, like I said, there's been some horror stories about Uber Eats and DoorDash drivers, people eating their food. But like I said, nothing was wrong with the order except the extra special present that he got. The thing about it is, though, especially when you deal with, the weed smokers, the marijuana people who smoke marijuana, they get extra hungry. And you're lucky that your food made it to your residence. Now, the thing, like I said, there's been times where I had my food on the other side I had my food. So one time I had food that was supposed to be sent up here. They leave it at a house on the other side of the building where I do this show at. Like, he took a picture of it. That is not outside of here. That is, I had to call DoorDash and get a refund and had to reorder it. It was a mess. I feel like it was a mess. I can tell that it was a mess. I was upset, But real talk, real talk, There's reasons. There's something that law enforcement needed not to be out of. See, what the sad part about it is that he's talking about screening people and things of that nature. Why you want to screen somebody? You know, everybody needs a job. Period. So if he made a mistake, he made a mistake. I wouldn't even. There's some things you just don't have to call people for. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason I'm not calling law enforcement. And the reason why I'm not calling law enforcement is this. Is the simple fact of the matter is that I'm not doing it because it's not worth it. And the thing about it is, like, we got too many people on the Cleveland, Ohio Remembrance page, you know, to be calling it, they need to investigate stuff like this. Now, a couple of days ago, and everybody knows me, I know a couple of people that know people who, like, we're all connected. We're all brothers and sisters at some point. Rocky River, Tuesday night, a 38-year-old man named Robert Curry was shot, fatally shot, and he was identified. He was in a fatal shooting in Rocky River, Ohio. Now, you don't hear stuff about in Rocky River. Now, we heard on St. Clair that a man fell on some wires and he was 30 feet up in the air and he got electrocuted, you know, older white gentleman. But the thing about it is, like, you don't hear about deadly shootings in Rocky River. You know, rest in peace to the Curry family, Nerve DJs, and the Headline Eye, and myself, Larry H. Gardner, send out our sincere condolences to you for your loss. And for the man who got electrocuted 30 feet in the air, his loss, too. I don't know what the man's name is. They hadn't identified him yet. But as far as
Christian Shane
Wolf was the white man. So I know Nicole. Yeah, he was. I'm sorry that he passed on. I don't know what the circumstances that happened in Rocky River, as far as Mr. Curry was concerned, but hopefully his family can get closure, find the person that shot him and killed him. Because, you know, there's too many times that we have accidental deaths like Mr. Shane Wolf falling on electrical wires. We don't need no more deadly shootings, especially anywhere. I mean, Rocky River, that's crazy. That is crazy. And it's insane because of the simple fact of the matter is that, you know, there are some places that needed to be, like, you're not, that no matter what community or neighborhood or area that you are, whether you be in a community, whether it be urban or suburban, you can get shot and killed at any time. If somebody has a bad day, mental illness breakdown, you can get shot and killed at any time. And unfortunately, if Mr. Curry was in an altercation with somebody, not to blame him because he's no longer here to defend himself because he was killed. If you get into an altercation with somebody and somebody decides to pull out a gun and shoot and kill you, then either they're going to jail or they feel like justified. And, you know, it's legal to carry guns without a CCW here in Ohio, so you got to watch what you do. You know, it's been like, you know, it's violent summers happen. You know, like, you know, he lived in the projects in Rocky River, but no matter where he lived, violence is everywhere. You can be in Parma, Lakewood, Bedford Heights, Seven Hills. And there's still violence out there. You know, we still got people being let out. By the way, I was informed that there's been a lot of people who had sexual predator charges against them that are being released from jail. So if you get some postcards letting you know that a person that's been convicted of a sex crime, you're going to probably get a lot of them in the area, especially in the communities like Superior and St. Clair, because they are being released and they are looking for work. They are on probation. So look out in those particular areas. and just letting you know what's going on, what's happening. That there's a lot of people like, a couple of years ago, it was in my area. I had a couple of postcards like warning, this person was convicted of sex offenders. So, and that's the law. Their names had to be put out there as far as being sex offenders. So there's a lot of sex offenders are being released from prison between now and the end of 2023. So if you are concerned, watch, like I'm saying, don't watch their house every damn day or whatever, but you're going to get a lot of postcards with people being released. So I don't know how many, but I'll keep you guys informed when I do find out. But there's been a lot of the thing about it is I got like one once a week or once a month. So just to look out. Yeah, our city's gun violence is horrible, Nicole, but we got to keep everything on the up and up. So wait a minute. So the reason why, and the thing about it is, we just informed the reason why Mr. Curry was shot and killed in Rocky River Projects was because of the simple fact of the matter is he was trying to stop two people from arguing. What? So he was just trying to stop two people from killing each other. He ended up getting killed himself.
Yeah, that's why you got to mind your business. You got to mind your business. You out here trying to be nosy, get your ass shot.
Oh, I mean, the thing about it is, do you want people to keep arguing and stuff like that? I got neighbors that argue upstairs all the time.
Don't go up there.
I don't go up there. Here's the thing. Call the property manager but they knock on my door when something they're downstairs from me. So somebody knocks on my door when there's a problem, and I'm like, listen. And the thing about it is I'm a peaceful person, all right. But there's some people that are not rational enough to think. Or you catch somebody on a bad day and they react a certain way. You're like, why are you reacting like that? Why you say this? Why you do that? You ain't got to do that. I was just trying to be. Sometimes, and I'm going to say this, and I know people saw me on Monday night, sometimes it's best not to do things randomly, like make jokes about somebody randomly on people's social media pages or attack them on their social media pages. If you disagree with them, just scroll past. If you want to inbox them a joke about themselves, do that. But just don't be like, I'm going to randomly do this, because sometimes that's sort of a little bit hateful. That's a sign of hate. And to the other person, it might not be cool. And the thing about it is, I'm going to say this about myself. There's some times I have to share there's some thought-provoking stuff that I have to share on my stuff. And I do have a sense of humor. You have to, especially dealing with the stuff that we deal with every day as far as black media. But there's a time and a place for everything. And and sometimes on days like Mondays and stuff like that, when it's the beginning of the week and rough, sometimes I just want to wind the hell down. And I ain't doing this. And the thing about it is, Nicole said, there's no room, more respect in majority of the generation that's 30 years and younger. So I don't know about that. I just think that there's a lot of crazy stuff that happened. Shout out to Judge Wanda C. Jones for watching my Facebook. So, unfortunately, I'm playing this. This is actually one of my favorite songs. This is Baby with Clips. What happened to that boy? Listen to the beat. We'll be right back on the Headline Eye on Nerve DJs on WNRV1081.com.